morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, October 31st, and it's our third day out at Kulm, North Dakota. And the reason why I'm in my truck, it's 9:45 in the morning. The reason why I'm in my truck and not out duck hunting is yesterday Dee came up lame again. It appeared as if her sore foot that we heard before we came out had got infected, so we made a vet appointment. I saw the vet this morning at 8:15, so I would have had to wait anyways. I was late getting in. We got good news that it's just sore. He gave her a penicillin shot and said that it was up to me how much I hunted her for the next 2 weeks. So we'll play that by ear. We'll probably take her out on the duck hunts and play the pheasant hunts by ear. So what I'm going to do now, instead of doing nothing, is I'm going to give you a recap on what's going on and from the whole time, and then I'll drive around with the video camera going so that I can get some video shots of the city of Kulm and some of the areas that we hunted. So we left on Saturday the 28th, October 28th, and our plan was to go to Rockford, Illinois, which is a 17-hour drive. 12 hours into the drive, Rich's truck broke down, and we were in South Bend, Indiana, right at the campus of Notre Dame, and we had to spend the night there, and Rich had to get his truck repaired, and they couldn't do it on Sunday, so he had to stay in Indiana until Monday. He got his truck repaired. It needed a ball joint and some front end work, so we were very lucky that he made it safely, but he did. And Barry and I left Sunday morning and headed the rest of the 12 hours to Kulm and made it out here at about 9:30. So some of my hunts were actually Monday and Tuesday were I didn't know really where I was going, but we did speak to the locals, and they said that all the ducks had moved out in the last 2 days, but it's supposed to snow tomorrow, and the weather was cold this morning. It was 29 degrees when we started. It's supposed to be a little colder as we go, and that'll bring the ducks down from north. There'll be some videos you'll see. The snow geese are just coming in. So what's going to happen for the rest of the video is Dee and I are going to drive around and see how this works for our tour. Hope everybody enjoys our Wednesday off. Some geese flying in over the field there. They look like Canadas. So we spoke to the local farmers, and they said that they're a month and a half behind harvesting. And the reason because of that is, or the reason why that is that it was extremely wet out here. It rained. And then they got a big snowstorm between 8 to 10 inches of snow, and then they had to wait for all the ground to thaw or dry. So they had to, and they're just now finishing cutting their soybeans. They haven't even started their corn. So you'll see a lot of standing corn still. Like I said, the ducks, they're telling us that it was loaded with ducks. They moved out about 3 days ago, but they all believe that with this cold front coming in tonight, that they all should be back. This is Route 13. This is like the main thoroughfare of, we're still in the city of Kulm, but obviously this is where the residents live, or farm. And the water that you see on both sides of the road as we pass them are just potholes. They're they're just potholes. I'll tell you the lakes that we go by and see what we can, get any other stuff. And we're doing 55 miles an hour. The speed limit's 70, so we have to be careful because the farming tractor trailers, that they don't slow down, so I have to keep watching in my mirror. Like I said, these are just no-name potholes. Some of them look pretty big. They're the water fluctuates year to year. Not seeing many ducks on the water right now. Just to give you a little update, you're allowed to carry your gun with out here in North Dakota with rounds in the tube, as long as they're not in the chamber. It's legal. So I have my over and under. I don't have it in the barrel, but I do have 2 shells right next to me in case that we see any pheasant. You are allowed to shoot from the road. So on the left here is Flood Lake. So this is a lake. This for years has remained water. It's a recreational area for the locals. There's a boat ramp that goes right down to Flood Lake. Apparently, I haven't been out there, but there's very good walleye. And on Monday night, even though Rich didn't make it in here till well after midnight, I jokingly said, but it's actually a serious note, that we have a lobster bake for all the farmers in the area to come over, and they give us permission to hunt their land for lobster steamers and chowder, as obviously they don't get it out here. It was kind of comical. We had to teach them how to shuck the lobsters and how to eat steamers, where we take it for granted in New England. And Bruce, who will be out here this week, he's related to Kenny and Wendell. Kenny and Wendell Carlson own quite a lot of acreage out here. That's our main farmer. And I'm going to show you in a second here. Kenny and Wendell donated their land to the town so that they could put a boat ramp on Diamond Lake, which they own a majority of. And I'll have a video of their boat ramp that they donated to the town. And what a difference a day makes. This was all soybean fields yesterday, and there's a machine that must have been out there working all night as they're tilling the land. They must have dug up all that soy yesterday. Up here on the left is Diamond Lake. We're going to take a left and go down the shoreline of Diamond Lake. And this left-hand turn is going to be the boat ramp that they donated to the town. This is the entire Diamond Lake and the Diamond Lake boat ramp. Right ahead of us is their barn. We'll come up on the other side of that barn. Few minutes here. So that's Diamond Lake. We're going to head a little bit over there to Kenny and Wendell's property and check out, or I'll show you where some of the good, not good, but some of the spots that I hunt on the lake. This is Wendell Carlson's house, and this is the barn that they use for and that's Kenny right there in front of us coming in. The barn that they use for their shop and so on and so forth. So I'll give you a sight tour around here now that Kenny's here. Wendell's house is on the right. We'll follow Kenny into the barn. And that's Wendell in the tractor. Kenny getting out of his truck. Wendell in the tractor. And this is the back side of Kenny and Wendell's barn. This is how I get into Diamond Lake. This is the north, we're on the north side of Diamond Lake. They own half of the lake. The property line is in the middle. So everything right now in front of us is all waterway and land is their land. I don't know, hopefully you get it on the video. That's an old combine that fell through the ice one year. To the right is a harvested soybean field. That's a harvested soybean field up there to the right. In the next field we're going to come into, you're going to see it's all green. They didn't farm the green fields this year. It's a turnover. I forget what they the name they use. I want to say that it's a farrow, and what they do, the green is they plant turnips so that the turnips will die and refertilize the soil. So that's all turnip fields. There's some they look like buffalo heads out in the lake right here. So that's all turnip fields, and they don't harvest them. They just let them die, and then they'll turn them over and fertilize the field. in these gray trees, they're on the camera in the left, you'll get them when I turn around. The gray trees, that's where I hunt the lake. There's a little kind of blowdowns in there where the gray trees are, and I use that as a natural duck blind. There's some bufflehead on the lake, but not an overabundance. All this land is theirs. All the green is turnips that after they harvested in the spring, they planted turnips, and then they'll go over. I set right up into these trees right here. These trees right here, I use the trees as a blind and hunt the ducks as they come in that way. Some of the old equipment and their old vehicles. He's got some old trucks out and cars out here that are actually pretty nice, that when they just let them sit out here. Another view of the barn as we're coming out of Diamond Lake. They said that they're cutting their last bit of sunflower for the season. That's a good view of Wendell's house. If you can see, they're loading sunflowers from the truck into the sunflower silo. You'll see the land's posted. This is their equipment yard, their old equipment yard, where they have old farming equipment. They just put up here and let it sit, I guess. You'll see the cows and the cows in the field out here. They don't own any cows. They lease the land to the cow farmer. Equipment. That was an owl. This is with a deer hunt. They have an old combine in the woods. They deer hunt using a deer stand. That combine right there. That's exactly what they use. As their tree stand. So they get up inside there, they shoot the deer out of the combine. And here on the left is Kenny and Wendell's grandparents' farm. This is the original house farm. That's the original house. Okay, everybody, this is my truck after a day of slough fishing in the soybean fields of North Dakota. I have no idea how I'm going to get the mud off of this truck.